Then we're gonna be discussing why is Marvel Rivals so popular. We're gonna be discussing why Overwatch isn't anymore. What are the issues? We're gonna talk about through some points in general. We're gonna talk about it, and I'm not trying to be a doomsday guy, but I'd love to kind of discuss what can be done in case somebody will ever watch it, in Overwatch or even Marvel. But surprisingly, make Overwatch great again. We'll come back to Overwatch sometime. I didn't leave Overwatch. I have some content Overwatch streaming. I have content for Overwatch coming out. It just takes some time to make it. I still do upload the short coaching videos in Overwatch. So I don't play Overwatch, but it's not because of Marvel Rivals. I don't play Overwatch simply because I don't find grinding my ranked as enjoyable anymore because I've been doing it for the last 7 years. All of what I'm gonna say is opinion that is based on some facts. At the end of the day, like, it's just my opinion. I'm not here to speak as if I necessarily I know things factually, right? I don't know what is happening in Blizzard, like what is happening in the company. I don't know what is happening in Marvel's company. I can only kind of talk my viewpoint as a person who has been playing video games for over 2 decades. I've played professionally, I played casually. I have a lot of professional friends, I have a lot of casual friends. I have some connections with different establishments that create video game, whether they're marketing, etc., etc. Also, to be fair, I don't know anything about Blizzard. I have never been invited to any creator Discord or any creator, something. I don't have any inside info outside of ones that I kind of get on myself. I don't have inside info because I'm not attached to Blizzard in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so the first thing is we have to kind of establish as the baseline, why do people play Marvel Rivals in the first place? And now I'm going to say kind of a few points. These are obviously my opinions, right? And then we can discuss why people don't play Overwatch anymore. Because when you play something, you don't necessarily have to quit the other thing. You can play Marvel and Overwatch. But people choose blatantly Marvel Rivals over Overwatch. And it has many reasons that we're going to touch upon. Which are, of course, again, I say, my opinion. So the first thing, in my opinion, as to why I think that Marvel Rivals has a decent amount of player base outside of Overwatch is the fact that it's a very established brand. All of us know what Marvel is. All of us know Spider-Man. All of us know Wolverine. So when you hear there's like a competitive hero shooter, it's not even competitive hero shooter coming out, you're like, oh, damn, I wonder what it's like when I'm playing Spider-Man and I'm fighting against Wolverine. Just as a concept, because if it's a very big established brand, you're more likely to play it. It's like if they made a hero shooter from Dragon Ball, I'm sure that most of us will try it. Why? Because everybody knows Dragon Ball. So the first premise is that people play Marvel Rivals, or it has a decent amount of player base. Like, let's assume it was not Marvel Rivals, just some random game. Let's just say it's less likely for people to even try that game because Marvel has such an established brand. That's kind of one of the bigger reasons, in my opinion. And also, bear in mind that it's pretty new in the genre. So Overwatch kind of took the hero shooter space since 2016. Overwatch was a revolutionary game made by Blizzard. Why? Because they combined FPS with kind of MMO, right? MMORPG. They combined those. Like they made hero shooter. And it was a pretty damn new concept as Blizzard have made it. As a concept, maybe it has lived, but executed not very well. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Since 2016, there has no been a real contender for Overwatch. Hero shooters might have been made that I'm not even aware of. So that's either fail in marketing, or simply, even if they had good marketing, they've made pretty bad, like a pretty overall bad game, because even if you can get people to download your game, it's not very likely for people to play it if it's just a bad game. So Overwatch in its inception was a very good game, marketed properly. It was the new thing, hero shooter, amazing, right? And since 2016, bear in mind, we're 2025. It's been almost 10 years. There has been no real contender to Overwatch. Like, what do we have? We had like we're talking about competitive here, like competitive games. So we had Overwatch. After Overwatch, they've made, I think, the game that was the closest was Valorant, right? Valorant was 2019 or 2020, something like that, right? They've made Valorant, and after that, they've made Deadlock, and then they like before Deadlock, they had the finals and other like random projects. I believe like what is that? What was that game that everybody played for like a few days? That everybody talked about. I forgot. There was another like kind of an interesting. Oh, they also had Apex Legends as well, but none of them really resemble Overwatch. Oh, we have Paladins, yeah, but Paladins was just like a watered down version of Overwatch, if we're being honest. No, not talking about Concord, man. I mean, look, Concord is just. I'm not gonna talk about that. Like we can all understand what is the normal consensus about Concord. It's a pretty bad game with pretty horrible marketing. Oh, X Defined, yeah, that was what I was looking for. So we had X Defined, we had all of these games that just kind of died down really quickly. When I say die down, I don't mean that people don't play them anymore. It just means that people like it's not a big like it was big, it was hyped up, a lot of people played it, but like after a week they saw a big decrease of numbers of people playing it. Why? It's either bad marketing or just generally just not a very engaging gameplay loop. It's like, okay, you played for a week and then you get bored, which Overwatch didn't have. I mean, to this day, we've played Overwatch since 2006. Personally, I've played Overwatch since 2017. I quit a few times here and there to do different things, but I still enjoyed playing it until very recently. And I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna say that Overwatch doesn't feel fun. However, it feels way less fun than it used to be. But that's gonna be talked about. Like I'd like to talk about it a little bit later down the Overwatch section. We're gonna kind of criticize Overwatch and talk about it. So we have, it's a popular brand and it's a new contender, actual new contender to Overwatch. So this is the first time that actually somebody dares to compete with Overwatch. They say pretty blatantly, it's a hero shooter, guys. We are just like Overwatch, but better. I mean, maybe they don't say it necessarily, but it's marketed that way. And that when the community just talks about it, they say, okay, this is the Overwatch killer. And to be fair, this has been said about many things. But, you know, you can't say that Valorant or Counter-Strike are the Overwatch killers because they're not even remotely the same genre. So now when people say, okay, this is the Overwatch killer, this is the direct competition, why? It's because it's essentially a hero shooter. It's the same game. You know, and I would even say that fundamentally the way you play Marvel Rivals is absolutely the same as Overwatch. It's the same thing. So another big reason as to why I believe Marvel Rivals is a very, very, very good game is because it's marketed towards casual players rather than professional. So they didn't say, guys, it's gonna be the next new competitive game. You can be pro, you can make millions of dollars and compete. No. They're like, we have a game that is enjoyable for everyone. This is not exclusive to esports. This is not exclusive to people who just want to be very good. Everyone can play. You want to play with your friends? You got it. You know? You want to play with your sister? You got it. You want to play with your brother? You got it. You know? You want to be good? You also got it. So it's very casually pushed in terms of everything. Like, heroes are not very complicated to play. I would say that for most players, even if they're bronze, they can easily learn like 3 characters to play and understand what is happening around them in like a few days to a week max. You know, it doesn't really have high skill, like super high skill floor characters. They do have some, but a lot are not complicated to play. So it's like you don't feel overwhelmed, even though it has. In the beginning, it has almost the same amount of heroes as in Overwatch at the beginning, you know? And actually, the heroes have more abilities than in Overwatch. And yet, it still remains casual because they don't market it to pros. When you market it to pros, you market it to, let's say, maximum like 1% of people. And ironically, let me tell you something. When you keep games casual and enjoyable for casuals, they, by extension, most of the time, when it's like kind of balanced properly, they are also very fun for very good players to play, you know? I enjoy playing Marvel Rivals. I am, you know, at the highest ranks, I enjoy playing Marvel Rivals. I enjoy the game. And I have friends who are literally bronze, and they enjoy playing Marvel Rivals across the board. Now, in Overwatch, it's kind of interesting because in Overwatch, bronze players kind of enjoy the game, but they don't. In high ranks, not a single player enjoys to play the game. In high ranks, nobody enjoys to play the game, bro. I think that 99% of high rank players in Overwatch don't enjoy Overwatch. They just don't enjoy it purely from the standpoint, okay, this gameplay feels engaging. Gosh, thank you for the 100 bits, man. And kind of in the middle, the meta ranks, it's kind of 50-50, but it feels like a Stockholm syndrome a lot of the time. By the way, hello everyone that is here. I didn't say hello to every Crown stream that I've watched. But like, I am not I'm not a hypocrite, but also I'm not over dramatic. I enjoy Overwatch because it's competitive to me. However, I don't enjoy Overwatch as like this game feels rewarding. This game feels like I managed to do something here. I mean, it does sometimes, but since season 9, things have went pretty downhill in terms of me feeling like I can do something. Also, let's kind of like this is the most obvious one, but Marvel Rivals is just a new game. You know, Marvel Rivals is a new game. Everybody plays it because it's a new game. Especially with the Marvel title. It's new in the genre since Overwatch. People have been critical of Overwatch for a very long time because they wanted a competitor for a very long time. So because it's new, a lot of people play it. Now, I'm not here to say because it's new, there's like this honeymoon phase and people are going to play it and everybody's going to turn back to Overwatch. Now, this whole shtick, I don't really understand. Just because it's the honeymoon phase, and obviously there's going to be less people playing soon. Obviously, that's just kind of how it works. But why is the assumption because people are not going to play Marvel Rivals, all of a sudden they're going to go back to Overwatch? Like, what is that assumption? So, so it's a new game. That's why it's exciting. However, just because it's a new game does not mean that it is... Let me look at this. New game doesn't mean that it should be like that. That is an incredible peak. Look at those numbers. I remember how much Overwatch had at the beginning of Overwatch 1, the beginning of Overwatch 2, how many people actually played the game. It was a lot, but I don't think it was this much. Okay? 600,000 is crazy. It's insane. Okay? It's a big number. And there's no excuse. You can't excuse it with it's a new game. There have been many new games. Many new games. And not a lot hit this number. Means that they did a lot of things. They did a lot of things right. Marketing, they marketed. They made the game actually good. But actually, you know what is even more important? Like that's kind of a little bit of a different topic. But let's keep it short. The fact that Marvel Rivals is transparent because they're on Steam, and even if they weren't on Steam, I'm sure they would be transparent. They're very transparent about the numbers. They're transparent about the data. This is how many people play. Overwatch to me seems like they give this perpetual vague terms to make you believe as if more people actually play it. So I remember they had this post. I don't remember if anybody can link it. They can probably find it on Twitter. Overwatch posted to 20 million players or something like that. I'm like, bro, it's not 20 million players. Maybe it's 20 million accounts, but they worded it in such a way where you wouldn't know. You would assume it's players rather than accounts. And in Overwatch, everybody has like 3 accounts, okay? And like the data is so false because every time you would queue up, doesn't matter what rank, bro, you could be gold, which is like the average rank or plat. You would queue up and you would wait 10 minutes in queue, 15 minutes in queue. Yeah, so you have 20 million people playing, but you have to wait 15 minutes in queue. But then you can't really say that you had said that they have 20 million players playing because they could say, no, we meant that we have 20 million accounts. Bro, like there's no transparency with the data. In order for you to look for win rates in Overwatch, you have to go to these external sites that don't work anymore because everybody's profile can be private. So the data is so odd. It's such a bad data. So the Marvel actually gives you data. They don't lie. They keep it transparent. And you can appreciate companies that keep things transparent, right? You're much more likely to trust something that gives you data. I wish I could play Marvel Rivals, but it's so many D. My PC can't handle it at all. Well, that's big problem that Marvel Rivals have, but it's because of the Unreal 5 engine. A lot of people have been criticizing the engine. It makes very unoptimized game unless you work for it for a very long time, like Sun Wukong or something. Like you can optimize the game, but it takes some time. But I'm sure they'll do it. I mean, they're too popular not to fix their optimization because they know they're gonna lose a bunch of customers. Either way, the main reason as to why I believe Marvel Rivals is a much more enjoyable game is simply, and this is gonna sound like a very vague term, is balancing philosophy. Now, a lot of people think that more characters equals harder to balance, but then I can kind of give the counter argument. If that's true, how come games like Dota and League are relatively balanced compared to Overwatch? But like, you might think I'm crazy. Like, wait, balance? What, are you crazy awkward? Like, balanced game, Marvel Rivals? It's not that Marvel Rivals is necessarily a balanced game, right? It's not that it's a balanced game. It's just the philosophy behind making the game balanced is a lot more liberal in a sense, and it works. So what is Marvel Rivals actually doing that is fun in terms of balancing philosophy? So what they did is they decided, you know what, fuck it, we'll make everything OP. We will make everything OP. Magneto ulti can one-shot, Iron Man one-shot, people one-shot, you magic combo, it will just kill somebody fast. Bro, everything is very, very strong. Now, we had some outliers like Hela, which was broken. We have OP and we have broken. Broken is above OP. Everything in Marvel Rivals is OP. And that creates a very engaging... It creates a very engaging gameplay loop for people that are really good and really bad alike. Why? Because you can literally be a bronze player that doesn't know how to play. You pick Iron Man, you get your ulti, you fly in the sky, you click Q, and people die, and you feel like you're the best player in the world. You're like, damn, I killed everyone. This is so fun. In Overwatch, for example, if you're a bronze player at the current season of Overwatch, bro, it will take you 5 million years sometimes to kill anybody. 5 million years to kill anybody. Tank has 500 HP and like 7 mitigating abilities. You know, like your abilities get blocked by a shield. Your abilities get blocked by another ability. It's just sometimes unfun. And this gets even more frustrating the higher you climb, sorry. Because people know how to use their abilities. And because people know how to use their abilities, it's much less likely for you to get value out of your abilities. Because they're going to be using their abilities to completely mitigate your abilities. And then we have this weird thing happening in Overwatch, which a lot of people seem to not even realize, and why Marvel Rivals is also so very, very fun, is in Overwatch, things just don't die. In high rank gameplay, and the reason why I say high rank, I know like you're probably watching, you're like, damn, like who cares about high rank? I'm like, Plat. I get it, but I'm gonna explain to you why it actually matters, because this bleeds into lower ranks as well, like meta ranks. So when with Overwatch in high ranks, the fights could go on for literally 2 minutes, and nothing dies. You have to understand that in high ranks, you can go playing a 15-minute game and you only 12 eliminations. No, even if you play DPS, which is insane. And when we compare it to Marvel Rivals, and when I say in high rank, yes, it's 12. But let's say if we go to meta ranks, all of a sudden, like, okay, maybe it's not 12 in a 15-minute game, but it's like 17. Bro, like 17 eliminations in 15 minutes? It's like you get one elimination per like almost like one elimination per around a minute. It's sad. It's just sad. Like you don't feel engaged. If you get one elimination in 1 minute, it means that there's a minute that really nothing is really happening for you on the screen, right? It's not fun. It's not engaging. It doesn't make you want to keep playing and frustrates you. It's like, I'm doing things, I'm clicking abilities, I'm clicking ultis, and nothing dies. Nothing dies. It's frustrating. But in Marvel Rivals, like, it's not abnormal to have 30 eliminations in a game. In a 10-minute game, you can have 30 eliminations, no matter what rank you are. In high rank, you have 50. In low rank, you can have 50. Like, okay, 50 is a big number, but like 30 is pretty, like, if you look at your past games, Someone will have 30 eliminations in a 10-minute game. It's why you click Q, things die. You click ability, things die, right? That's why it's fun, it's engaging. It doesn't matter what rank you are, enjoy it. So the balancing philosophy has been pretty interesting because they decided to make it that way that everybody will feel like they matter. It doesn't matter if you're a Jeff player. Yes, you can say the Jeff compared to like Mantis is worse, and I would agree with you. However, like having a good Jeff ulti is awesome. Having the ability to master Jeff to go underground and grab bubbles and not die, and using the ulti to push people off the map or get people off the point. You can do so many things, even with characters that are objectively worse. You still feel like you matter. You still feel like you're doing something. You can get kills. You can use your ultimates to create a win condition. But like in Overwatch, you click grab, nothing dies. You click grab dragon, combo two ultimates. I don't know, Kiriko uses Suzu on the floor, nothing dies. One ability, right? And now you can say that, yeah, but in Marvel it happens the same. So I use my ulti and then Loki can just press an ability and he has a lamp, just like Baptiste. Which is true, but even if he does, like the thing is, when he doesn't have lamp, you can actually kill him. You understand? And even if he has lamp, you can destroy the lamp pretty quickly and then kill him down the line. It's pretty easy. Like things still die, even when you use very strong abilities. In Overwatch, things do not die when you click strong abilities. When you use Suzu, they don't die. When they use Lamp, they don't die. It doesn't matter what you do. In Overwatch, they use strong abilities, they still die after. So in terms of balancing philosophy, they've made it pretty clear what they want to do, and Overwatch is really struggling with balance philosophy. What they're trying to do with their balancing philosophy is they're trying to make, which ironically never works, and I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make all of the characters kind of work equally, but they never manage to do it. You know, in Marvel, you can play anything and you will feel like you matter. In Overwatch, you have to play the hero that is strong or you will just lose. Recently, as we can see with Hazard, top 500 is filled with Hazard. I would show you a picture, but literally most of top 500 just in tank is just Hazard. How is it possible that in order for you top 500, you have to play one character? They want every hero to be equal, and it just doesn't work. Instead, they should do, every hero feels like it matters. It doesn't have to be equal, but matters. You can play make. So like in Overwatch, who would you rather pick? Mauga, that can literally requires no skill to play in terms of just like mechanical ability. Or like even basic ability usage. Or you would rather pick Winston. Barely does damage, need to have perfect positioning, timing, everything. Of course Mauga, bro. Just run into the enemy team and kill him. It's just sad. You know what would be awesome? If you could pick Mauga and Winston, and you could actually kill the enemies in both. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic. That would be great. You could actually do something. If you can play Genji, and you can play Cass, and you can do great on both. And I think that the main issue with that is because I don't know why they're like, to this day, swear to God, honest to God, to this day, I do not know why they're doing half of the balance changes they're doing in Overwatch. I do not know. But more importantly, where even is the feedback coming from? Like, who do they decide to... Who's told them that Genji is bad? Like, where do they get the information from? And they have not been very transparent about this, which is like a very big problem. As I said, Marvel Rivals is transparent about their data, which is even as a new game, it's very important. Overwatch is not transparent about their data. Like, when we're talking about transparency, look at this. They released the pick rates and the win rates of the hero. Of heroes in Marvel Rivals. They see the pick rates and they see the win rates. They saw Storm was ass. They had nobody playing her. Nobody was playing the characters. What did they decide to do? Let's buff Storm. And guess what? Everybody's playing Storm. Everybody's enjoying Storm.
Awkward is pathetic.
Such thank you for the prime. Thank you for the compliment.
To the gym, he's the best human on earth.
Bro. And funny enough, like, people don't even care about win rates. Look, 45% win rate on Jeff, and it's like one of the most played heroes. Yeah? We don't care. It's fun to play. It's engaging. We love it. So, they give you the data. Blizzard doesn't give you the data. Do you know what the pick rates are for heroes? No, you have to go to Overbuff, and it doesn't give you accurate representation of the pick rates. Do you know the win rates of the characters? No, you have to go to external site that might give you some information. And this is going to touch about, like, the next thing that I want to talk about as to why I think Marvel Rivals is doing correctly might be a little bit controversial. I know this is kind of a very like dragged down topic at this point, but Marvel Rivals actually understand their audience, and Overwatch does not understand its audience. The thing about Overwatch and the problem with Overwatch's whole marketing shtick is that they don't understand who are the people that play their game and who are the people that want to play their game. And I know you probably expect me to say, whoa, gay, this, that. I know, okay. But this kind of bleeds down to a very different thing. Marvel Rivals, what they're doing is that they understand that the people who want to play their game are just average gamers who don't necessarily care about politics. They don't really care about statements. They just care about, I want to have a game where I can play somebody who's cool, that does cool shit, and I can actually do something with the cool shit that I'm doing. A part of being cool shit and kind of not emerging, like what makes you want to play Marvel Rivals is it's what video games were initially created for. You want to take a break from the world and just enjoy something as a hobby. You want to play this muscular guy that you know for a fact, not in a million years, and it doesn't matter how many steroids you're going to shoot up your ass, you will never look like him, ever. And he can grab a shotgun or, have a turret instantly deploy, and you can kill the entire enemy team. And when you get a girl, she's like, maybe she's half naked, and maybe you can say, oh my god, why do characters have to be naked? But let's face it, the character is hot and she does cool shit, right? It's not that the character is just hot. She does cool shit, You can say Storm has an attractive body, but she can literally create lightning and just strike lightning on the enemies and they die. That's cool. We understand, all guys and all girls who play the video game understand that realistically, we're not going to look like that. We all know that. But damn, I wish I could. And the game gives me the option to do it. I'm a girl. Let's just say I'm a completely unattractive girl. Maybe the fact that I'm unattractive kind of, sucks to me personally. I'm not feeling confident. But damn, I can log into the game and play Psylocke. She's hot. She's attractive. She kills the enemies. I can play her and kind of feel like I'm her by playing the video game. And, if you're a guy and you're a dude and, life stuff, you're fat, you play the game, you play Black Panther, he's jacked as shit and just combo somebody out and he dies. You're like, damn, I am fat in real life, but look what I'm doing in the game. I'm awesome. Feels good. But on the other hand, Overwatch took a very different approach. So what they did is decided, I am gay. I make the whole my whole identity politically gay. Like every time somebody talks to me, I just mention that I'm gay. So they decided to create a hero that is gay and he's ugly. And then you're like, dude, everybody says that I'm gay and ugly in real life, and now I go into the game to play a gay and ugly hero. What is the point of that? So at the beginning, they've made a character tracer the staple to be gay, and nobody really cared. I mean, you think you need one example to make a point? Okay, Venture is non-binary and she's ugly. Okay, and when you go, and let's be real, most non-binary people portrayed on whatever on social media as ugly people and like kind of like annoying, and like when you look at social media, that's all people talk about, right? They kind of try to make fun of them using that. Oh, you're non-binary, you're ugly. You get it? So now they have to log into Overwatch and they made the non-binary character ugly. At the very least, they could have made her pretty. At the very least, they could have made her pretty, so people can at least feel like people are not mocking them. Now, whoever says Venture is attractive just lives in delusion. Yes, as if you would see a girl with no fucking teeth chewing on rocks, you would say, this is attractive. This is my wife. I would love for that to be my wife. No, you don't. No, you don't. When you're a guy or a girl, like when you're a guy and or either if you're a girl, you walk down the street, you see a hot chick, beautiful face, nice hair, nice butt, nice boobs. You're like, damn, I wish you would be my wife. I mean, just in terms of looks, yeah. I'm not talking about personality at all. When you dream about your dream girl, and you pretend like you wake up in the morning, you want to have an invisible woman next to you. You don't want to have Venture next to you. You don't want to have Zarya next to you. Now, it's not like to say that Zarya is not attractive, because not all video games necessarily is about attractiveness. We like Zarya because she's cool. You know, she's cool. That's why we like Zarya. Because she's cool. It doesn't matter if it would be a guy or a girl. It's because she's cool. And there's no identity to Zarya. Look, let's be honest. Zarya kind of looks like a lot of people who play Overwatch have an invisible woman next to them. That was a good one. So the thing about Zarya, right, is that she's cool. She doesn't have like any identity. I mean, she kind of looks like a steroided out lesbian. Okay, but it's not like it is. It's not like she is. It's fine. So she has pink hair. She kind of looks lesbian. She kind of looks like she can win Mr. Olympia for the guys. She's cool. So nobody cares. Because there's no political identity attached to it. Just like how in Marvel, like there's no, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know much about the Marvel lore, but it's not that I pick a hero in Marvel Rivals and I say, okay, this character is gay. Even if he is, I don't care, because nobody mentioned it, nobody cares about it. You know? But even if there was a gay character in Marvel Rivals, right? What I think Marvel Rivals would do is actually kind of double down on the stereotype and double down on the joke. So, for example, what I mean by that, let's assume for a second that Iron Fist was gay, right? What I bet Marvel Rivals would do is that they would create a voice line that kind of doubles down on the fact that he's gay and just kind of make a light joke about it. It's like, oh, Iron Fist, you're looking very zesty today, or something like that. Or Iron Fist, how did you kill Punisher? I thought you were into him, or something like that, you know? And then even if you're not gay and you don't care, like you would be like, oh, that's funny, you know? That's funny. But like in Overwatch, what did they do? They created, I like to fist men. Yeah, okay, that would be funny, you know? That would be funny. If Iron Fist was gay, and you probably make him say, I like to fist men. Everybody will laugh about it. Everybody would make fun of it. Like everybody would have a blast with that. But in Overwatch, they attached the identity to the character, and if you disrespect the character, you're by extension somehow disrespecting the people who it represents. How does that make any sense? It's stupid. Do you remember how much of how crazy it was when Venture got released? Everybody's like, oh, she's so awesome. What do you mean she's a she? What do you mean it's a she? You're fucking bigot. Bro, the fuck? Like, what was all of that for? So like, if it created this whole friction in the community, why did you even do it in the first place? What was the point? So dumb. So Marvel Rivals took the approach, we are not going to go the political route. We're just going to create attractive, cool heroes. And even if the heroes are not attractive, it doesn't really matter. Like, can you really say that some heroes in Marvel Rivals? I mean, I don't know if you're into fucking raccoons, maybe. Yeah, raccoon is just a fucking raccoon. Nobody cares about his ideology or his identity or anything. Jeff is just a shark, man. Nobody cares. So I think that Overwatch does not understand its audience, and not only that, they also shift they shift who they want to cater the game to. So first it was like these average neckbeard gamers, and then it turned into people who are very heavy into representing the LGBTQ stuff. Basically, Kamala Harris voters, let's just put it that way. So everybody can understand what I'm talking about, and I'll keep it vague. People on the left. They cater to them, but then what do? They're like, all of a sudden they sexualize characters. Now they've made them kind of they like Venture, and after Venture they had this tweet where they show Kiriko's feet and sexualize her. Obvious. So like, who do you cater to? Are you trying to cater to people who are like not into looks and not into sexualizing characters and like making them attractive, or do you cater to people who are interested in playing attractive characters and cool characters? Like, who is your audience? Do you even know who your audience is? It's like, what the hell is going on? You don't even know. You don't even know what the company even supports at this point. And I would say that you should not care, by the way. And that's what Marvel Rivals is doing. I don't really care about who you vote for. I don't care if you're gay or straight. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I don't care. We don't care. We don't attach anything that is even remotely, slightly political into the game. We just make cool, attractive characters, and that's it. That's why people enjoy playing it. Of course, you would have people crying about it on social media, but people do it anyways. I'm not even going to talk about the whole business model of, creating skins and selling them from appropriate prices compared to Overwatch taking old skins that you would get for free. They recolor them and they sell it to you for like $20, which is crazy. But I'm not going to talk about the whole business thing, because if there's a buyer, there's a seller, I guess. That is like the main thing that I wanted to talk about as to why I think that Marvel Rivals is succeeding. And this also kind of bleeds into why Overwatch is dying. And I love Overwatch, don't get me wrong. I think the game is fantastic. I think the engine is fantastic. I think that a lot of it is fantastic. So where are they missing the mark? The mark, sorry. Where is Overwatch missing the mark? The first thing is they have no clear balancing philosophy. They don't know how they want to balance the game. They don't know what data to use. They don't know what makes the game even fun. They just don't understand anything. There has not been a single update in the past 4 years of Overwatch, or even 5 years of Overwatch, where I said, damn, this is good. This is good. To some, I said, okay, this might be pretty interesting. This might be pretty good. But for the most part, it's like, every time I look at balance patches, every single time, every time there's a new patch dropping in Overwatch, I sit there and say, why? Why? Why buff? Why nerf? Why do this? Every time. Every time. Now, granted, I might say this about Marvel as well. Like, who knows? Marvel is a new game, so I can't even criticize. But at the very least, I can tell you, from a balancing philosophy standpoint, Marvel Rivals is killing it. They're winning. Everything is fun. Everything is fun to play. Everything's enjoyable to play.